Hi, let's continue the non-stop learning. Welcome to Blue Wisdom podcast series. I am Neeraj Bharadwaj, L&D consultant, trainer, coach and author. I am director with Blue Wisdom Private Limited. Let us understand probing skill with the help of some examples. So here are some real-world examples of probing questions you can use to develop your questioning skills. Number 1. What was your intention? Asking this question provides insight into individual's reasoning. For example, you can ask this question to an employee who has not followed proper company procedures. It helps you understand why they disregarded the policy. If you want to learn why a co-worker filing process didn't go as planned, asking this question can help them analyze what went wrong and make improvements. Second probing question. Do you feel that's right? Asking this probing question requires the person answering to evaluate their conclusions or feeling about a situation or event. It can provide insight into individuals' ethics and judgments. For example, you may use this question when conducting a workshop or a workshop on diversity and inclusion. It can allow for self-reflection and assessment of unconscious biases. You can also use this question to help a colleague think critically about a situation or a solution they are probing. Third example. What are the pros and cons of this situation? By asking someone to identify pros and cons of a situation, you encourage analytical thought and reasoning. The person answering the question must evaluate potential outcome and weigh the positive and negative consequences. This is also a helpful question for someone who seems focused on the one perspective. Ask this question to support someone making a significant decision like change of a career, change of a plan, or you can use it when brainstorming with co-workers and your team about a specific project to complete an informal risk analysis. Example number 4. How did you come to this conclusion? Very interesting probing question. This is a brilliant question of improving someone's critical and analytical thinking. It asks the individual to consider their criteria when making a decision or coming to a conclusion. As a person asking, it gives you insight into their reasoning and thought process. You can ask this question to reverse engineer a process or when evaluating subconscious patterns. Fifth example. Why do you think that is? Because this probing question starts with why, you can automatically expect an answer that focuses on experiences, feelings, or conclusions. You can use this question to uncover an individual's opinion and beliefs. For example, ask this question during an interview to discover candidates' characteristics and qualities. You can also use this question when helping a colleague resolve a conflict to provide an opportunity for self-reflection. Sixth example. How do you know this is to be true or this is true? People often come to conclusion without reviewing all relevant facts. Asking this probing question identifies any barriers of critical thinking and perspective. For example, you can ask this question as HR professional. It is valuable when handling an employee complaint about a coworker to ensure you fully understand the circumstances. Or you can use this question to promote analytical thinking when drawing conclusions about project or any initiative. Seventh example. What does this reminds you of? This probing question offers the opportunity for comparison. The comparison allows you to make connections and provide contrast. The question encourages creative and critical thinking. Ask this question during a team meeting when discussing a current challenge to develop a fresh approach. Or ask this question during a training session with a colleague to help them understand the connection to something they already know. Another similar question is, what is the connection between these two things? So, comparison. Now, the eighth example is, what impact do you think this will help? Asking this probing question encourages the person answering it to provide a prediction. This encourages critical and creative thought, analytical skill to come to a conclusion. You can ask this question when discussing options within a project or mentioning an employee to look ahead to a possible outcome. Another similar question is, what is your prediction? Ninth example is, what would need to change for you to accomplish this? Or what you require to achieve this? This question encourages self-reflection by a person answering this. Growth and development require change, and asking this question allows the individual to identify sacrifices that need to be made to accomplish something. It is impactful question when working through performance or productivity issues with an employee. You can ask this question when helping colleagues work through a goal setting process. Example number 10. What other information do you need to understand further? Asking what other information a person needs support their learning process and encourages them to ask questions in return. This requires person answering to evaluate their level of understanding and identify missing pieces of information that they still need. It is a powerful question to use when training or teaching or during a feedback session someone a new process or a system. You can also ask this question to a customer to ensure they have everything they need to make an informed decision. And the last example could be a probing, that is, what do you think is at the root of the problem? Posing this question requires deep thought about a problem's cause. It requires critical and creative thinking. Problem solving that applies reverse engineering. You can use this question while analyzing an ongoing challenge within an organization. It is also useful when supporting someone who is trying to work through a misunderstanding with a coworker. Thanks for the attention and careful listening. Please share your thoughts on the topic. What is that one thing you like the most? In case you need consulting, training or coaching, please contact me. Please check the description box for details and short notes on this podcast. You can also access other podcasts in the given links. Please like, subscribe and share to help us spreading knowledge and skills. This was your friend Neeraj Bharadwaj.